Hello! Fade, fade, fade. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Candid with Cal. My name is Cal. I'm a stroke survivor, and I'm the founder of Genyus Network, your trauma survivor support team here on Facebook. And this is part of our regular series where we all get to meet up and chat about the things that matter the most to us in our community. Now, as you're coming on through, please say hello because I want to hear from where you're at. At the moment, we've got an exciting interview that is going to be happening right in a few minutes in the States from Colorado. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and right now it is 6 p.m. Please say hello. Hey, Kim and Kirby, you're coming on through. Please give us a wave in the comments as you're coming on through, guys. Um, yeah, so it's 6 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time, so it's kind of winding up for the day on, what's the day today? No?
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We have someone else in the room with me, just so you know, helping me out. So you're going to maybe be able to comment and get some comments from me, / Nathan, one of our other geniuses who's here with me. So it's Wednesday, basically where we are in Australia, and I want to know where you are, actually. Where is it where you are? Are you Tuesday or are you Wednesday? Please let me know down below. Because today we've got a really exciting opportunity where one of your teammates is hopefully going to be able to join us. She's someone that I actually met, gosh, it's almost 2.5 years ago, or just over 2 years ago. I've been working on Genius and we've been building our community for the last few years. And yeah, I've been so fortunate to be able to sort of meet a lot of people, and I'm just going to see if she's actually with us yet. Not yet, but she will be. But I have been working on our platform, on our community for a really long time, and I've had the pleasure of being able to meet a huge amount of people on this journey. And the most exciting thing about this is that through the power of sharing our stories and through you sharing your stories, I personally have felt less isolated than I felt before, and so many of us have been able to experience that as well. So I guess before we get launching into this this interview, I want to say thank you. I guess maybe something that could be quite interesting to do whilst you're there hanging out. How about you tag someone in the group that has touched you in some way, whether they've inspired you, whether they've encouraged you, whether they have challenged you, whether they've offered you a new piece of information in your recovery, whatever it might be. Let them know by tagging them. If you put a capital letter before their name and then start to write their name should pop up in the group, and you should be able to tag them and just let them know a little bit of love. But yeah, as I said, today we're going to be chatting with, hopefully she's not here yet, but hopefully we are going to be chatting with the incredible Joy. Now, Joy, Joi, if you haven't seen her in the crew yet, let me know. Actually, go and search for her, because if you type into our little search bar Joy Towner, you're going to see a whole lot of incredible content that Joy's created and I guess shared with us. She runs a group of her own that she started called Encouragement. And I tell you what, if you're ever needing some encouragement, some motivation, some excitement in your life, please just get onto Joy, because Joy is literally the joy of the world. Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. Anyway, I'm not going to sing that song until Joy comes on. Speaking of singing, the funny thing about Joy was the first time we actually met online. I welcomed Joy into our Genius crew, and the funny story is that she decided to go live in the first day of us hanging out, and she took us to karaoke. And you might remember this, but she actually sang some, I don't know if it was Christina. Joy, let me know if it was Christina or Bon Jovi. I feel like you sang Living on a Prayer. I know it's a bit of a contentious issue as to what you actually were singing, but I thought it was hilarious, and it was so awesome that you just, or maybe was it Tina Turner? I don't know, but it was so badass, and it was, I don't know, something just really simple and honest and fun, and it was just awesome to be there with you. So if I guess you who is watching, if you are into karaoke, actually let me know, because I am not really someone who's very comfortable or confident doing karaoke, especially now since my stroke. I don't love to do that, but I certainly used to like it. And I don't know, it's something that is really funny and really fun, and it's something that I love that Joy shared, and it's something that if you can share it, I don't know if you've got one of those SingStar things or whatever. Um, yeah, it was just absolutely hilarious to be able to do that with Joy, and for her to share her joy, because that's the funny thing. Her name was Joy. When you coming on, your name was initially Cynthia. That's the weird thing about our community, is that because of Facebook, Joy's name on her Facebook profile was Cynthia. So I was calling her Cynthia for a very long time, and I was like, Cynthia took us to karaoke. Cynthia did this. Cynthia did that. But actually, it was Joy the whole time. Now, hang on 2 seconds, because I want to make sure. I can't see that Joy's actually online. So what we might do, I want to make sure that if we just message Joy that to join online. If you guys know if Joy's there, can everyone just give Joy a shout out? Say you're live, babe. Your interview is now. This is it. It's the grand unveiling. It's time for you to come and encourage everyone with your wonderful pearls of wisdom, Joy. That's why I wanted you on. But whilst we're waiting for Joy, I might just share with you. It's really weird. I have been. This is a bit of a random, but we're candid, so I know that you get this. Do you hiccup since your stroke or brain injury? Because for me, once I remember for the first couple of years, it was about 2.5 years, I hiccuped every day. In the beginning, it was like for big bouts of time. Basically, it went for ages that I was hiccuping and hiccuping, and my stomach would go into this weird convulsion or this contraction thing. And yeah, I don't know. I just had this awful sort of paralyzing issue that, if I'm being honest, has kind of kept coming back up. And I don't know if it's a neurological thing. My instinct is that it is a neurological thing. But as a little bit of a call out, because that's what we do on Genius, if I do a hashtag Genius call out, do you ever have to manage uncontrollable hiccups? Because it's something that I want to know how you manage it. I do like this alternate nostril breathing to try and get me to do it, to be able to settle and not have the hiccups. But it's something that doesn't always work. But it was happening literally. Nathan would know this. I was literally like 20 minutes ago, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm hiccuping. I can't even be heard. I'm like, I've also had a bit of an emotional day, which I'll talk about at another occasion with you. But I have been hiccuping, and I don't know, it can be really embarrassing. It stalls conversation. It makes my brain, it exhausts me. And I don't know what it is, but all I know is that ever since my stroke, I have had the hiccups, and sometimes they just come in bouts that I can't control. So if you have any issue, please let me know right now down below with the hiccups. It's sort of like, some people think it's a funny thing, like the amount of times I've said to someone, "Hey, I'm a bit struggling, like I can't, I sometimes I've like not gone to events, or like not gone to like a dinner or something, because I've actually had the hiccups, and most people think it's like funny, but it's actually like really exhausting and not funny at all. It's like actually really awkward. Um, but yeah, so that's my call out for right now. That's it. Let me know down below if you have any weird, odd occurrences since your stroke or brain injury where you kind of can't control something, or it gets in the way of your sort of everyday function. It feels a little bit embarrassing, because until 20 minutes ago, I thought that was going to be the case. But fortunately for us right now, and for you right now, you're not hearing hiccupy McHenry. But I'm gonna just check right now. Have we heard anything from Joy? We haven't heard anything from Joy. So I don't actually know if we're going to be able to do the interview. I'm hoping. Nathan just said on my behalf, seriously, guys, so many hiccups, yes, which was horrific. But yeah, Lionel, hello, my friend. I want to chat with you. I don't know if you can hear me, Lionel, but I know you're here to meet Joy, and Joy, Joy has joined us. I think. Now we've got to try and bring Joy on camera. The marvel of modern day technology, everybody. Make sure as you're saying hello, say hello to everyone in the comments, because Nathan's here, he's on the comments, Lionel's here, lots of us are already here. So let me know what time it is for you, where you're coming in from, and say good day to our peeps. I just want to find now, where is Joy? I need to find Joy. Joy Toner. Okay, I've sent an invite. I don't know if that... Oh, I've lost... We have some technical issues. I don't know if you can hear me, but... Okay, let's see. Have we got Joy in the combo? I don't know, guys, but look, today's been a really rough day, and I have not had anything sort of up my sleeve, ready to talk. That's why we are candid all the time. I don't always want to... oh, thank you, Lionel. Oh, cool. We're getting some feedback. So we've got 11 a.m. in Dubai. We've got 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in South Carolina, USA. Oh, Kim, Lionel, well done. Kirby, your same time as me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, so we've got about 5 or 6 time zones going on. Well done, guys. Let us know more in the comments. But yeah, I guess while we're waiting for Joy, I really wanted to talk about encouragement. And I wanted to find out how you, I guess, encourage others. I know that most of us in our recoveries are people who I feel like we pay it forward. I feel like there's no other community than our community that are a pay it forward kind of gang. And that's really what led me to finding Joy. It was about getting together and realizing that we all have this sort of similar mentality. And I don't know if there's anything that you've got where someone has like massively encouraged you, or I really want you to let us know if it's someone in the group. I know that Kirby, you said something really good before. Lauren Hampson's been encouraging you, or empowering you, inspiring you. I don't know exactly what, but thanks for doing that. Now I'm gonna try, guys. I want to try and find. I'm trying to find. We've never done this, so where is my joyful? Are you there, Joy? Here we go. I can't see my friend. Where is she? I don't know. I don't know, guys, but all I know is that I I don't have anything planned to talk about. I don't feel very entertaining today because, if I'm being honest, it's been a really, really hard day. It's been something that I found out some news today that I don't really want to go into because I don't want to sort of ruin the mood, but some really surprising, I guess, events in my life came up and have been, I don't know, really sort of tricky to sort of deal with, and that it sort of come out of nowhere. And so I guess, I don't know, I've been a little bit lost today, and I thought, oh God, if I go on today, I'm gonna be crying and hiccuping, and it's gonna be like hell. But then I was like, oh no, I've got it. Oh my gosh, okay, she's here. She's finally here. Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. I might actually, can I get music? We're gonna give it a go. Okay, get ready because your sister from another mister is going to come live with us. So if you haven't met her before, get ready to meet her now. My friends. Now let's see if this actually can't bring Joy on camera. Hang on, I think. So if you haven't met her before, get ready to meet her now. Get ready. Oh my gosh!
Uh,
Hello! How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, my friend, it is good to
You
see
as
you,
well. You see,
Joy.
I'm smiling. I'm
Oh my
just
god,
like,
finally here!
yes.
Troppo Jobo,
Hey, everybody.
Fabi Oh my god. Now, Joy Towner. Oh, is that how I pronounce
Yes,
it? Is it Joy Towner? How do
joy.
you pronounce your
Like
name?
joy to the world.
Joy.
Joy.
The Lord has come. Oh my gosh. Now, Joy, so where are you coming
I
in
am
from right
Helen
now?
from Colorado Springs, originally from Chicago.
Ah, originally
Yes.
from Chicago. Now, I want to make sure in the comments below, can everyone hear
I hope
Joy?
so, because I can't
Let me
see
know.
nothing.
Give us a thumbs up or give us. You can't see anything? Oh, you can't see the comments. Now, we'll just make sure. Are
That's
you
okay.
able to
I'm all
just
right
check,
with not
Nate,
seeing the
that the sound's
comments. I'll
working
read
for
them
everyone?
later. I don't care about that. I'm here for the people. Hey,
Oh,
people.
you're just caring about all the people. Oh, good. We're getting likes. I think we're all
Good.
good, Joy. So, Joy, take us back. How? So, you're coming from, is it
Yeah, Colorado
Colorado?
Springs.
Colorado Springs. Now, what's the difference between? Is there a
Well,
difference
I'm
between
from
that?
Chicago, which is Midwest, and Colorado Springs is
Ah,
more
right.
just west, where the mountains are. And I'm where Pikes Peak.
Are you a
I
mountain
am
girl?
now. I hike and all kind of stuff. I love it. You gotta adapt to your surroundings and make things happen. So,
Well, that is exactly why I wanted to a first invite you to be part of our amazing community is because I don't know if you remember this, Joy, but I'll just tell everyone else. So, guys, a couple of years ago, I was a moderator for or an administrator for the Global Young Stroke Survivor group on Facebook, and I was kind of like the Southern Hemisphere dude, or one of the Southern
hmm
Hemisphere people. And through that, I get to meet lots and lots of different survivors and help lots of people sort of, I guess, connect through Facebook and share information and things like that. And through my, I guess, lot of experience and huge gamut
yes.
of people that I get to meet, I came across Cynthia, who I came across Cynthia, and I was like, this chick is badass. Like, I now everyone, if you ever need just a dash of inspiration or motivation, more so, and encouragement, this is the one-stop shop. This chick, to my, if you're looking at it, to my left, no, to my right, this chick is absolute boss, and I want you to just join now. I want you to tell us what, how long ago did you
My
have your
stroke
stroke?
in August will be 5 years. And yes,
5 years. Okay, and so
I
how
was
old were you when you had
31.
your
I
stroke?
had a 3 and a 5 year old, and I'm a wife. And it left my left side paralyzed. So I couldn't walk, talk, swallow. I was
Oh
stuck
my.
for a little bit. And I remember just waking up fighting. And I remember waking up in my own vomit and my urine, and somebody telling me you had a stroke. And I was just like, what? And I still hadn't really processed having a stroke because I was 31. It was like, what? I'm 31. What are you talking about? But um, after that, they told me you probably won't ever like walk the same. You won't walk and you won't do this, and you won't do that. And it was like, wait, but you don't know me. So I just became determined to not give up. I have moments, of course, but that's pretty much the basis of what happened to me. I was 31 and I was stuck at home with my
What?
kids. I was cleaning home.
So you
I
were
was
cleaning
cleaning
at
at
home,
home, and my
and
I got really lightheaded and dizzy, but I didn't understand what that feeling was. And my
okay,
husband was at work, and I called him and I was like, something just don't feel right with me. And I thought it was just maybe fatigue because I woke up cleaning and I hadn't did anything else. And so I was like, I need some water. And I
yeah,
went downstairs to get water, but then I had to sit down. And when I sat down, it was like, wait, I got to go to the bathroom. And as soon as I said that, I stood up and hit the floor. And that's when everything just went to shit.
Whoa. And so can you take us through from that moment? Like then what's the next phase? I'm assuming was there a
No, I actually
surgery?
didn't have a surgery.
Like,
I had a hemorrhagic stroke, which is a bleed,
okay.
um, and it was behind my
Yeah.
right eye. There was no surgery, so that
Okay.
was a blessing, I guess. But in my own weird way,
Yeah.
from the people I've seen with surgeries, actually healed better than people like me who didn't have surgeries. But there was no surgery,
Yeah.
and they just told me it was from genetics. My mom died from a stroke when I was 10. She was 36 actually, so she was the same age that I am right now, which is why I'm me, and I'm like, I'm alive.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So Joy, okay, so you have this massively
Yes,
unexpected stroke, obviously.
I'm hot. Sorry.
And I mean, what were you doing in life at that
Well,
time?
at that time, to be completely honest, I was the average 31-year-old. I had a lot. I was
Yeah.
from Chicago, so I had a lot of little turn up parties at home. Um, but I was trying to break
Yeah.
cycles. I was too busy in the process of not taking care of me and really focused on my kids. I came from a broken home where there was a lot of drugs, there was a lot of neglect, there was molestation, and things going on. So when it came to my kids, it was like,
Well,
no, I want better. I want to do different. So I started taking like parenting classes and stuff literally solely for my children. I didn't think about myself. So when it came to taking blood pressure meds, they kept switching them. Literally every time I went to the doctor, it was like, it's a new medication. And I was like, I'm so over being your guinea pig. So I stopped taking them. And that
yeah.
was my own fault. And that's when my stroke came in. But before all of that, it was just a transition of meds. And I was just like, I'm over being your guinea pig. And I didn't take them. And then I had an episode where I actually passed out behind the wheel. And it was so, I was
You were driving.
driving. I was driving, but at the time that I passed out behind the wheel, I was in a Wendy's parking lot trying to get food through the drive-through,
Okay.
and we was actually finna get our house and everything like that. But when
Yeah.
it happened, I was focused on my kids again, and not thinking of me, and just wanting better. I grew up in a really, really, really horrible place where it was just like, I want different for my kids. I want them to see different. I want them to know different. And so I just wanted a house that we can call home and make things happen. And when I passed out, I drank a Pepsi, believe it or not. I sipped this Pepsi and I was like, oh, my stomach hurt. I didn't know why. But I passed out and ended
Yeah.
up in the middle of the street. And God blessed me to not get hit by anything.
Yeah.
And at that time, my
Yeah.
kids were
You passed
in
out in
the
the middle of
middle
the
of,
street.
no, I actually passed out in the drive through and my car veered because my foot came off the gas. So I ended up in the middle of the street and the
Oh my
person who
God.
was in the car with me did not hit the brake. They just kind of let me roll. But whatever, it happened. And my kids then were like 1 and 4. And even then,
Whoa. And so
go ahead,
that
go
means that,
ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, keep going. Sorry. No, I was going to say, so they were 1 and 4 then. Does that mean that they're 5 and 9
No,
now?
now, because it's been 5 years since my actual stroke. That was my
Oh, so it's
warning before the stroke.
6.
But since I was 31,
Ah,
I didn't see it. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, people think because we're young that things don't happen, and we don't really recognize the signs to stuff that's trying to prepare us for what may come. I wasn't there, and I
yeah.
missed the sign, and that was my sign. And when I had my stroke, like I said, it left me stuck. But of course, you know me. That's why I'm on here. I don't stray away, and it made me
Well,
fight.
you don't. I mean, I feel like I sort of want to pick up on something you just said, which is really important for stacks of people in our community. When I think of like Nadia, I think of Erin Zuba, I think of Jen, I think of
What?
so many people that are mothers.
What was the important thing I
You
said,
know,
though?
we've got so many mums.
What was the most
Sorry,
important thing I said that made you think of them?
it's about
It's
being a
hard.
mother. And I feel like I'm really interested in that journey for you. Like, can you tell us a bit about, so you have this stroke and how physically, what were the ramifications of that stroke, of your
I had
stroke?
no feeling on the left side. They told me I had a thing called left side neglect, where I literally, yes, I
Left
forgot
side
my left
neglect.
side exists.
Oh my gosh, if anyone watching has left side neglect, please let us know down
I
below.
didn't know my, no, you're
Sorry,
fine.
Cynthia. I've
My
enjoyed.
left side didn't exist. They had to remind me to look left. To they put the TV on my left to remind me to look left. Um, Everything I didn't
Ah,
know. My brain had no recollection of the left side. So even now,
whoa.
5 years later, I have to remind myself, lift your foot, kick your butt, and do certain things to the left, lean left, because left side neglect is real and it don't go away with time as quick as you want it to. And there's a frustration that comes with it. But I feel like as long as we don't quit and we remember that it's there and you keep saying like lean left, kick your butt, do this, and it's not in a negative way, it's positive, like it's okay. It's all right to be different. It's all right to have these pains. It's all right to not remember your left side because you're a
Yeah.
survivor. Like it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Joy, can you just tell us a bit about, oh my gosh, I feel like that those are like you've got all these amazing lessons that you've worked into your life. So, in your, say, post-stroke life, I know lots of us talk about our
Yeah.
pre and post-stroke life. What would you say, like, how have you, I mean, you've got this like incredibly infectious optimism that is just like the
Thank
best.
you.
And I just wanted to know, like, what is that? Like, how do you do that? How
To
do you
be
have that?
completely honest,
Is it a conscious thing?
to be
Yeah.
completely honest and at my raw,
Babe, you're on Candid with Cal.
that shit comes and it goes, okay? I think when my dad named me Joy, that it was true to my heart. Like
Yep.
that's the one thing stroke couldn't take from me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you, stroke. I'm Joy. You ain't gonna never steal that. This smile is real. Like I
Oh,
I
that's so good.
love
So
to
your
give
name
back.
kind
I
of like
love to help
inspired you.
people. And the fact that meeting people like you and so many others, like my sister Angie and Lionel, like it's so many other people out there that be like, your smile makes me do this and your smile makes me do that. And it makes me smile more and it gives me more joy. And the joy that comes to me is the fact that I have life. My mom died when I was 10 from a stroke, an
Yeah.
aneurysm to be exact.
Yeah.
So for me to still have
Wow.
life, for my kids not to experience not having a mom is a blessing. For me to be able to go back to school and
Yeah.
say, I'm a preschool teacher. Stroke didn't stop nothing.
Yeah.
It slowed it up. It slowed me up a
Yeah.
little bit,
Well,
but it didn't stop
yeah. So
nothing, you know?
so
And
I feel like, Joy, I feel like so much of your experience is like, I mean, it's incredibly kind of, I don't want to say charitable. It's just like this incredible optimism that you pay forward and just know, I know that you get it. Like, you get that positivity breeds positivity breeds positivity. and you personify that. So can you like how when you've had like say a
Mm.
massive struggle, like whether that be a physical or emotional one, how have you like gotten through it? Like, have you got any tips of how you do it? Because I know you said that it
To
ebbs and
be
flows, which I'm
one of
down
my
with.
main
I am
things,
like, I
I'm
came on
sorry,
tonight.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
one of my main
No, you
things
go. You
is
go.
singing. I love to sing. I don't sound good all the time, but I
Yeah.
love music. Music is it feeds my soul,
Ah.
and I'm getting back into my
Yeah.
journaling. Writing does wonders for especially our
Ah.
emotions,
Yes.
because a lot of people have no clue about what we're even going through. They think they do, but
Yeah.
to be honest, they don't wake up with daily pain. They don't wake up with daily struggles like we do, so they have no clue. So to be able to write things down
Yeah.
and bellow out crazy music and and pretend like I'm a rock star. And even my children actually does a lot for me, because my son be like, "Mom, you should open a restaurant." I learned that I cook amazing with my one hand. I'm
Yeah.
holding the phone with the one hand that I'm going to show y'all that I do amazing things in the kitchen with this one hand. I'm telling you. But I'm starting to see the beauty in me, even through my flaws, with being a stroke survivor, because
Yeah.
it could be worse. We could be dead. We not. You know, we got beauty in us. There is
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
we have to give. We just have to figure out what it is. So I think the one thing that keeps me going and that makes me just push is knowing people like you and knowing that I can encourage. No, seriously,
Oh.
your smile's infectious just like mine. And I love y'all.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that.
I
I'll take
love y'all. I love
that.
being able to give back
Thanks.
and say, we can do it. Can't nobody stop us. We just a little
Yeah.
bit slow. It don't look like y'all look, but hey, we doing it. And I love being able to say, you don't meet many of me's. I'm Joy with an I, not with a Y. I'm
Yeah.
with an I for a reason. She's special.
Well, okay. So I want to just quickly go back a little bit on something you just said. So I don't know. I mean, I've introduced the community to
Okay.
another group called Share Your Stroke of Genius by Kyle Mengelkamp, and he's a fellow stroke survivor, fellow genius, and they, I guess, create amazing content, video content of survivor stories, and they share that. And a lot of their stuff is based in the US. So, Joy, I think you should hook up with them. But one of the things that they just posted on Instagram, and a couple of other survivors were posting, was about music, and they just did this really great post on an opera
Really?
singer and her experience with, I guess, how music has fueled her recovery. And I know in my experience, having been a singer, at the time of my stroke, music has
Yes.
always been in me. And I've, in my own private way, um, kept music going. And I guess that, that just sort of brings me to like singing and for you, Joy, like you took us to karaoke. I was talking to the guys before you came on about this. What is it about like music that sort of makes it for you? Like, what is it about the music that changes your, is it that it changes your physical experience, or is it that it makes you move? Is it that it um makes you feel warm and fuzzy? Like, what is
Music
it about
changes my
music?
mood. It makes me feel uplifted. It reminds me of my mom. It reminds me of what I'm capable of, not what I'm not capable of. Because when I'm singing
Yeah.
and I'm in my zone, it's literally about me. You have to listen to me. It's my time. Like, it's no
Ah.
longer about you and what you're feeling. You hear me. Even if you don't want to hear me, you hear me. But it's literally
Yeah.
my time, and it
You
reminds
got
me of
to.
my mom. As I said, she's a stroke. Well, she wasn't a survivor, but she died from a stroke. And since I was 10, I didn't get to remember
Yeah.
her much. But what I do remember is music. We had a lot of music in the house and we did a lot of dancing. And even now, I have this thing, and you're going to think I'm crazy. I stroke twerk.
Yeah,
I
go, go, go,
stroke
go. No, I want to
twerk,
hear it.
okay? You hit twerking. I
You
stroke,
stroke
I
twerk.
stroke.
Yes, because I
What?
posted this on Instagram.
If
How do
I
you
ain't have to
stroke
hold this
twerk?
phone, I'll show you. I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna put it on here. I promise. Cause
Oh
I
my God.
love it. It's the best. That right side be getting it. I'd be like, hit it, bang. Uh, I'm telling you.
You're the
I'm,
best. Oh my
I'm
gosh. How long did it take you to learn how to stroke twerk?
probably about a year just because I'm silly and I'm goofy. But I will tell you, I'm excited to tell y'all I'm
Yep.
jumping 4 jumps in a row on my feet without no AFO. She coming up. I
That is
know, right?
huge. Oh my gosh. That
Nobody
is
else will
huge.
understand, but she
If
know.
anyone's watching and if you have an AFO or you've had experience using an AFO, please let us know down below because
And
I
it's a
haven't used an
struggle.
AFO. But obviously lots of my friends and lots of our community have shared different experiences with like Sabo and all those sorts of companies that do awesome stuff
Yes.
with their AFOs. But I feel like, oh my god, there's so many things that I'm like, oh my god, yes, because you stroke twerk. I put that on
I'm
Instagram
glad
the
you
other
I was
day.
so happy.
If you're watching and you haven't seen our Instagram handle, it's at Genyus Network, and you got to check out Joy
I'm
stroke
gonna I'm
twerking.
gonna make some real videos because I'm telling y'all, one thing that I think really pushes me is that I don't want people in my condition to feel like they can't do something or that they less than or we can't twerk or we can't jump or we can't do certain things because of this and that. And it's like, no, it just looks a little bit different. We can do it. I've been stroke twerking for a nice little minute and I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna put up a video, y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna give you my jumps. I'm working on my double dutch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I
Oh,
love
you
to
double
jump. That was
dutch.
one of my things before.
You are a pisser. I absolutely love you. Now, we've just got a bit of feedback in the
What?
comments, Joy. Cynthia Power just said, "Hey, I couldn't dance before I had a stroke, and now I'm a
Yes,
champion."
hey
She's another
Cynthia,
Cynthia, and
hey
she is a
boo,
bulge.
hey. Give me
Hey,
inspiration.
boo.
Uh. Give me.
So what sort of music? What sort of music gets you going? What sort of music gets you
I
grooving,
love
Joy?
R&B and soul. Like I love Lauryn Hill and I love Black Eyed Peas and remember old school
Oh, okay.
OJ's and the Temptations. Put it down. Love and happiness. Yes.
Oh my god, that is the best. Because what do you think that when you were doing karaoke, you were
I
singing
think,
Salt and Pepper, don't you?
what was I doing? You went and looked, didn't you?
Because how does
Push
that
it.
go? The Salt
Push
and
it
Pepper song?
good.
Oh yeah,
Push it. Yeah,
push
so
it
you
good.
know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, there's something that I've been meaning in my head because it's
What?
something you said before. You were talking about in the kitchen. So we've just sort of covered music and dancing. And then
Oh
I want
my.
to talk a little bit about that sort of functional stuff because you've talked about your kids and how much being a mum and a stroke survivor, I think it's like mum first, it sounds like.
Oh,
Mum is such
yes.
an important thing for you. How do you overcome some of those like physical obstacles when you want to provide for your children?
Um, to be honest, sometimes I'm vulnerable. I cry with them. I let them know that mommy always can't do. But I'm blessed, honestly, to have kids that see and know that I can't always do, and they kind of try to adapt with me. But um, like in the beginning, I would wear my AFO and get on a trampoline
Yeah.
with them. I mean, it ain't conventional, but whatever. I wanted to still play with my kids. So
Who
exactly,
gives a
I
shit?
got my
Does
ass
it
on
work?
this trampoline with the AFO, and I would take them to the park and go down the slide with them, and you know, I talk to them a lot and let them know, it's just certain things mommies just can't do, but I will always try my best. I would never give up on them. So, I
Yeah.
mean, mommy is always first and foremost. You're absolutely right. But everything mommy just, I can't do, but I substitute for what I can't do. I'd be like, that don't mean you can't do it because I can't. So I take them to have their fun and I encourage them and motivate them because I don't want them to not think that they should try and do things because I can't, you know?
Oh my gosh. I love that. Thank you so much for saying that, Joy, because just before you came on, I was talking to everyone about how our community is such a pay
Yeah.
it forward community. Like, we just pay it forward. It's sort of like from our own hurdle jumps. I
Yeah.
call them hurdle jumps. Like, any obstacle we've overcome, we want to pay it forward and tell other people how we've done it. Not to say you have to do it this way, but to go, hey, there's
There's
there's a
another
there's a
way.
way. And I just love that you do
I
that for so
feel
many
like
people.
even me, I learn from everybody. You don't even know how much I learn from you. And I actually look up to you. I'm inspired by you, seriously, because I know what
That's very
stroke
kind. Thank
takes
you.
from people. And the fact that you're able
Yeah.
to give to so many people around the world lovingly and whole, I can literally feel your love through the damn camera. I'm telling you, I can feel
Yes.
it. So if you're like,
That's
hey,
the good
Cal,
thing.
that's my
I've got
brother.
eyes problems, but I'm glad you can still see it. It's
It's
real.
really real, and I can feel it. I
Oh
really
my
do feel it. So
gosh.
I look up to you, and you remember when I wanted to do a thing called Strive, and I wanted to bring all the stroke survivors together and have like this big therapy session,
Yeah.
but I wasn't able to do it just because
Yeah.
number one, I wasn't there at the time. I truly wasn't there mentally,
Yeah.
but I knew what my heart
Yeah.
wanted, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I see
Yeah.
you and I see like the movies and I see the video and I see the progress and, the conferences and the things you do. And I'm honored
Oh.
to be a part of you. I feel like you're really my brother from another mother. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, she's my sister from another mister. It's so true. Well, I mean, that's something that, I think to kind of like bring our conversation to a segue before we have, I'm sure, many more conversations in the future. You just mentioned about how so many of us like are, I guess, isolated, and we're in a lot of ways we're very disconnected. But through, I guess, our video chats and even just seeing our community grow, you've felt less alone and empowered. How, for someone who might be out in our community right now and they might be feeling like a bit shit, bit like, I don't know, I haven't got much hope, maybe medically people are being a little bit shitty, um, they're not feeling very inspired. What could you say that might give someone some form of light at the end of what is an ongoing road?
um, I would say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Never give in to giving up on you. This genius community is full of people who are just like you. We are not judgmental. If you ever need any of us, we're always there. Never feel alone. Feel inspired by being alive, just having breath in your body. Believe that you can always win because life throws curveballs, but you here for a reason, baby. Believe that. And never feel like you can't do. Trust and believe in yourself. But love Cal and stick with the people in this community because I'm telling you, I've got a lot from them. I'm not always in here like I want to be because life has been getting real. But
Yeah.
believe in yourself, believe in the people,
Well,
and just never give up. Like that's the main thing. Staying
yes.
positive, never giving up.
Positivity,
Yes.
patience, persistence, the three P's, bang on. Joy, you just said something as well. I know I thought we
I
were going to
love
end,
you
but I'm
so
too
much.
inspired by what you just said. I can't. I'm like, no, there's more. What are you doing with yourself at the moment? Because you graduated from
I
something a little while ago.
did.
Remember? You told me, and I was like, what happened? What are
Well,
you
as
doing
of
with your
right
life?
now, I'm actually going back to school though, Cal. I haven't told you that. I
Oh,
know
I
because
didn't
I'm
know that.
working on. I think I'm going to be a physical therapist because I I
A physical
believe
therapist.
that nobody can help us like us, and I'm all about giving back and encouraging. I went back to school after my stroke to become a preschool teacher. Why can't I become a physical therapist?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I help us help us? Like, we are us. Nobody can
Oh
do us
my
like us.
gosh.
I can only inspire people as much as I inspire myself, right? So I feel like
I love
I
that
can be
message. That
a
is just,
physical therapist. I graduated. I became a preschool teacher after the stroke, so never give up. Keep pushing, be persistent. I actually I worked at a whole gym and everything, but I want to be a physical therapist. So pray for me because I'm finna go on this quest.
oh, babe, you're in our thoughts. Don't you worry. I feel like that is just so amazing to know that, I was saying on Twitter
What?
only the other day on our Genius Network account on Twitter that, you know, there's nothing like the lived experience leading this stuff. And I think that the
Wait.
fact that you're going, I'm going to be a physical therapist, and it's just like, of course you're going to be a bloody physical therapist. Because that next person that's going to be in that same position as you, that where you've been, is going to be able to go on a subliminal level. Like, I can do more. I can do it.
And that's what it's all about, though, because we fail and we trying to figure
It's,
out how to get up and pull ourselves up. You know what I mean? And the goal is
yeah, it's about
not to
doing
give
it.
up on yourself.
You have such belief in yourself, and I think there's something to be really said about how much belief you have in yourself. I know that when Brene, do you know Brene Brown?
I,
Joy, have you heard of Brene
I
Brown?
don't think so. If Brene, if you watching, hey,
Well, if
get with
anyone,
me,
if you if,
Brene. Hey, what's happening?
yeah, Brene Brown, if you're watching, no, if anyone else, that's hilarious. If Brene Brown ever sees this, is hilarious. But for anyone that's watching, if you know Brene Brown, let us know down below right now, because Brene Brown is an American researcher and amazing speaker. And she's almost a performer. Like the way she talks about
Oh yeah.
vulnerability and being wholehearted. And I think that's something that you embody and truly live. Like you are so wholehearted. You're not full of yourself in the way that it's like um annoying
Right.
or it's extraneous. It's not nothing that it's so important. You believe you're worthy, and that has fueled your recovery up until this point. And to think that you're only now at this new segue where I feel like about 5 seconds ago when we first met, you were at karaoke showing me that you can have left-sided paralysis but still do karaoke on a stage. And then you were, then through your journey, you graduated with your child
Yes,
development
it is.
associates. Is that what it's called?
CDA.
Yeah. And I was like, this chick is unbelievable. And now you want to be a physical therapist. It's
But
just
to be completely
amazing.
honest, it wasn't always that way. So I don't want nobody to feel like that confidence was always there because it definitely wasn't. It took some building up to that, and it took for me to fall a few times and to figure out, what works for me because everything don't work for everybody. And I had to learn to stop trying to please
I think that
everybody
is
else and
brilliant.
figure out what really works for me. And I learned one of the things that works for me is joy. Literally, I smile all the time for no reason. I can't help it.
It does. It changes your like the physiology of it
It
changes your
really,
mental
it
structure
really
in your
does.
brain.
And being positive, it came to me naturally, but I definitely, like I said, I have moments. And I just want everybody that's watching this to always know and remember that none of us is perfect and we all have moments. And it's not going to always be positive, positive, positive. You're gonna have moments where you pissed off, you upset with life, the world, God, everything. Because I have them. I have
Yeah.
them. Trust and believe. But I remember what matters the most and what I'm
Yeah.
fighting for and how far I've came and how far I can go and what I've done. So, that
Yes.
positivity goes a long way.
you you take such stock in what you've achieved, and I think that's something. Or before I say this, I might just say, if you're watching out there and you've got a question for Joy, please let us know down below any questions, because I'll try and answer them before we wrap up. But Joy will also be able to see them, so just tag Joy's
Yes.
name in the comments, and she'll be able to answer any questions you've got about getting a child development associates, or becoming a physical therapist, or exactly what Joy just said, which is really dealing with the shit times
Inbox me whenever
and
you
the
want.
crap that is really
We are
hard
a
to get through.
team. I told them to
Sorry,
inbox me whenever they want. We're a team.
we are such a team.
I am not judgmental. And I really feel like now you are different because I really have been growing with you and watching you. But like anybody else that's watching, I encourage you to please reach out to me, inbox me if you feel like it's too personal to get on there and say something underneath or whatever. But I love you, Cal. You've done
Well,
such
I think
amazing
that's really
things. I've
important.
I've been watching you, and I really want to say you inspire me.
Oh, well, I mean, Joy, thank you for just being the best thing ever. You're the thing that is so motivating, so exciting, so, as I said before, Ian chimed in and said, when, because I said you're so infectious. Oh, we've got lots of comments we probably need to answer. But I think that, to wrap it up, Joy, thank you so much for giving us this little bit of joy, keeping us feeling joyful. I hope that this is the beginning of maybe many more opportunities where you can share little pockets of your joy with us, because I think there is so much power in everything you're saying about being positive, about letting that physical act be the thing that triggers your joy. And I know that for me, when I watched, there's an amazing TED talk by Amy Cuddy, and I think it's called Your Body Talks. I think that's what it's called. And I might have talked to you about it before, Joy, but it's exactly what you're saying, and it's the science behind it. Like, we are, you know, it's see what you want to see, be what you want to be, and you've got to believe that you are worthy, and truly just really know that you're worthy, because at the end of the day, even when you're feeling down, as Joy just said, you've got a whole community of geniuses all around the world in over 18 countries chiming in,
Yeah.
that get where you're at, they get what it feels like, and they've been there, and they've got many stories to share with you to help you on your journey that can truly change your life. So reach out to Joy, reach
Anybody,
out to
everybody. Yes.
anyone in our community that is confident and comfortable in sharing their stories, because so many of us are. And I think that what we've said from the beginning is that we're a user generated story sharing platform. And by holding the mic ourselves, we have the power. You have the power to unlock someone else's prison. So please do that. Reach out to Joy. Joy, thank you so much.
Yes. You are so very
You're
welcome.
amazing.
This could have went on forever because I would
Oh,
have been talking forever and I love you so much. And I'm just like, yeah.
well, the next time you come on, let's make a pact. The next time we're going to get a little bit saucy about intimacy, because remember we were going to do that,
Yeah,
but it
because I've
hasn't
been
really been
talking so
defined.
much, but I am definitely with that. I will talk more about intimacy and we can talk about all that good stuff. We can get down
I
and
reckon we
dirty with the
should.
nitty gritty. I'm about that
Oh,
life.
we will
Let's
get down and dirty.
do
I'll
it.
be putting salt and pepper on the background. You're amazing. Everyone, say
Bye,
goodbye to
everybody.
Joy.
Love
Joy,
y'all.
thank you so much. I
Thank
absolutely love
you.
you. You are a joy. Everyone, we'll see you hopefully next week at a similar time. Who knows? But I'll let you know. I'll tag you down below. Hit Joy up. Feel free to hit me up and make sure you post into the community. Share anything that you want. And Joy, myself, everyone else will jump on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joy. I'm a genius. Joy's a genius.
And
And
you rock.
you're a
We
genius.
love
Let's
you.
get cracking.
Thank you
Ah,
so much
love
for
you.
everything you do, sir. Bye,
Bye, gang.
everybody.